Good morning. We're in a series on the person and work of the Holy Spirit. And last Sunday, we talked about worship in spirit. And one of the things that Jesus is saying in that dialogue with the Samaritan woman is you not only don't have to go to Jerusalem to worship, that you can worship anywhere, but you can also worship in and through any time, especially our tough times. Now, there's a particular story that goes with this that I don't know if you know about, but I want to remind you if you do, and I want to reveal it if you don't. It's a story about the song, "It Is Well With My Soul." I'm going to be reading this story from Emotionally Healthy Spirituality Day by Day. It goes like this. In the early 1870s, Horatio Spafford was a successful Chicago lawyer and a close friend of evangelist D.L. Moody. Spafford had invested heavily in real estate, but the Chicago fire of 1871 wiped out his holdings. His son had died shortly before the disaster. Spafford and his family desperately needed a rest, so in 1873, he planned a trip to go to Europe with his wife Anna and their 4 daughters. Yet, just before they were to set sail, at the last minute, a business development forced Horatio to return to work. Not wanting to ruin the family holiday, Spafford persuaded his family to go on as planned, and he intended to catch up with them later. With this decided, Spafford returned to Chicago, and Anna and their 4 daughters sailed to Europe. Unfortunately, their ship collided with an English vessel and sank in only 12 minutes. The accident claimed the lives of 226 people. Anna Spafford had stood bravely on the deck with her 4 daughters, desperately clinging to her. Her last memory of the disaster is that her baby was being violently torn from her arms by the force of the waters. Just 9 days later, Spafford received a telegram from his wife in Wales. It read simply, "Saved alone." When Horatio Spafford, made the ocean crossing to meet his grieving wife, he sailed near the place where the 4 daughters had sunk into the ocean depth. And there, in the midst of his sorrow, he wrote, "It is well with my soul." The words of Spafford's hymn have brought comfort to so many in our grief. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and hath shed his own blood for my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought, my sin, not in part, but in whole, was nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Even so, it is well with my soul. That's our reflection this morning. You can worship anytime. And when you do, you start filling yourself up with the power and the presence of the Holy Spirit. It's the way that worship works. As we worship, we are filled and filled more. So let's take the time today and worship God, no matter what's going on in our life, and to encourage others to do so as well. Thanks for joining me.